In today's video, I'm going to show you how to make some beautiful little zesty lemon meringue tarts. Let's begin by making the sweet pastry. Place 150 grams of plain flour into a mixing bowl with 75 grams of unsalted butter and rub it between your fingers and thumbs until it forms a breadcrumb-like consistency. Then stir through 50 grams of icing sugar and add in 1 egg yolk. Mix it through, and if you need a little bit more liquid to bind it together, add in a few drops of cold water. But just do this gradually because you don't want the mixture too wet. Mix it until you can just press it together to form a pastry. Wrap it in parchment paper or cling film and place it in the fridge to firm up for 20 minutes to half an hour. Now we need to make a zesty lemon curd. And for this, we need to place 1 whole egg and 1 egg yolk into a heat-proof mixing bowl, and then add in 50 grams of caster sugar and 50 milliliters of freshly squeezed lemon juice. Whisk the ingredients together and then place a saucepan with a little bit of water in over medium heat and bring it to a simmer. Turn the heat to low and then place the lemon and egg mixture over the pan, making sure that the water does not touch the bottom of the bowl. You need to keep whisking the mixture until it becomes foamy and thick. Make sure that you're constantly whisking it because you don't want the eggs to scramble. As soon as the mixture starts to become thick, take it off the heat. And then we're going to whisk in 40 grams of diced unsalted butter. To finish it, just squeeze in another few drops of freshly squeezed lemon juice. Whisk it in and transfer it into a bowl to cool. Place a piece of parchment paper or cling film over the top and just press it to the surface of the lemon curd. This stops the skin forming when it cools in the fridge. Now the lemon curd is cooling in the fridge, we can start to make our tart shells from the pastry that we made earlier on. Lightly flour a workbench and place the pastry onto it. And then just gradually roll it out until it's as thin as you can possibly get it. Roughly around 1 to 2 millimeters in thickness if you can. A good tip here is after every single roll, turn the pastry slightly just to make sure it's not sticking when you're rolling it out. Next, cut the pastry out into round discs using a cookie cutter, making sure it's larger than the tart shell tins that you're going to use. And then press the pastry into each tart tin, making sure you're getting it right down into the corners and firmly pressing it around the edges. Leave the overhanging pastry on while we place them in the fridge to rest for a further 20 minutes. After 20 minutes, using a fork, prick the bottom of the tart shells. This just stops it from bubbling up when it's baking, and then trim off the excess pastry around the top using a paring knife. Next, press a piece of parchment paper into each pastry case, and then I'm just topping them up with a little bit of rice. This is to use in place of baking beans. The rice is small enough just to get into the edges and hold it down while the tart shells are blind baking in the oven. Place into a preheated oven at 160 degrees Celsius fan for 15 minutes, and then after 15 minutes, remove the rice and bake for a further 10 minutes until the shells are lightly golden. Remove from the oven and leave them to cool. Once cool, they should just pop straight out of the tins. And finally, we're going to make an Italian meringue. For that, place 200 grams of caster sugar and 60 milliliters of water into a heavy bottom saucepan. Place it over medium heat and heat until the sugar dissolves, remembering not to stir while we do this. Place in a sugar thermometer and heat it until it reaches soft ball stage, which is around 115 degrees Celsius. As soon as it reaches that point, take it off the heat. Next, make sure that the bowl of your stand mixer is super clean. I like to squeeze in a few drops of lemon juice and then just rub it around using kitchen towel just to make sure we get rid of any grease or anything that might be there to stop the egg whites from rising fully when we whisk them. Then place in 2 egg whites and whisk until they're nice and stiff. Leave the mixer running and slowly pour in the sugar mixture until it's fully incorporated. By this point, you should have a beautifully glossy marshmallow-like meringue that holds its shape. Place the meringue into a piping bag and into the fridge until you're ready to use it. To assemble the lemon tarts, I've also placed the lemon curd into a piping bag, but you can just spoon it in if you want to, and then go around each tart shell, filling it halfway with the lemon curd. Next, take the Italian meringue and then just pipe it on top in one nice dollop, trying to get that nice peak on the top. This may take a little bit of practice, but you'll get there in the end. Finally, I'm just going to torch the meringue until it's nice and golden using a blowtorch. If you don't have a blowtorch, you could just place them under the grill for a couple of minutes until they just start to go golden brown, or you can just leave the meringue as it is. I think these lemon meringue tarts are sure to impress your friends and family, so why not give them a go yourself? If you've got any questions, leave them in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.